Okay, so the Westing game is about these people, and they move, 16 people, move into a brand new apartment complex, which is made of all glass, and the apartments are built so you can look out, but no one can look in, and the apartment complex is built right on Lake Michigan, and on the hill, there's a giant mansion called the Westing place, or no, wait. Well, it's just Westing Manor. And one day they see smoke coming out of the manor, and everyone's wondering like what's happening because smoke or any activity hasn't been around that house for so long. And so Halloween, or the day after Halloween, I don't remember, they find the body of, is his name Samuel Westing? Samuel Westing. And so now all the people in the apartment complex are trying to fight for his money in the will. And so they're all playing this game kind of to inherit his money. And so there's 16 people in the apartment complex, and one of them is the person who killed Samuel Westing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And one's a bomber, and there was one more person. Who was it? And one mistake or something?
Wasn't there? One was mistakenly invited.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We don't know him yet.
So right now they're just playing a game to inherit his money. And it turns out that they're all cousins, and some of them are married, and Samuel Westing put them all in the apartment complex so they would fight for his money, right?
Yeah, and they're fighting for to get $200 million and inherit Sam's company, which is Westing Paper Company.
So what do you guys think about how this book is written and how it goes so fast and just how it's so different from other books?
Well, I think it's actually really kind of confusing because, but it's exciting. Like it's different because it's like there's a lot of mysteries in this book, and you can't really, and they're not being like out in the open like in the beginning of the book like most books are, or like, and you kind of are left like unknowing like what's gonna happen. And I think that's really good because it keeps you excited, keeps you interested. Like when I was reading, like I was like, oh, I should read this. It's like I like to read this because it's more excitement, and I think it's really cool because like there's new doorways that keep opening up, and they're like totally radical. Like we thought these people were all like normal, and then they turned out to be cousins, and some of them were married, which would suggest incest, and that's kind of like scandalous.
Okay, but it's not incest if you don't know. Then it's not incest. It's not like they knew they were cousins.
Well, incest is kind of genetically.
I know, but they didn't know they were cousins.
It's not if you know, it's just if you do sex
I mean,
together.
it could become incest, but
It's if you do sex together.
well, if they're married, I would.
I think they have a retarded kid, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. It's their cousins.
And then a normal kid.
They have one normal kid and one.
Natalie, what do you think about how this book is written?
It's really confusing.
But it's exciting, huh?
It's like, I don't know, like, I'm reading it and like I don't want to keep reading it because it's too confusing. But then I'm like, wait, there might be something to it.
Well, there's gonna be something to it.
There is gonna be something to it, but like, it's too confusing to understand. Yeah.
How do you think the end is going to turn out?
I think they're all gonna die. Just everyone's gonna get axed up.
By who?
So let's be serious.
I think this will raise a lot of questions. Like, how would you be willing to go against your cousins? Like, how far would you be willing to go to get this money?
Wait, do you
this
guys?
company? Because there's murders and there's obviously a murderer and a mistake and a bomber. like how far would these people be willing to go to kill their own cousins or like to get this money? Like,
Wait, do they know they're cousins?
Yeah, now they know.
Because it was in the will.
I was watching a movie or reading a book. It's like, no, I was reading a book. I was watching a movie. It's kind of similar to this, and they like a lot of people are killed. I think it was Saw.
Then why would you watch Saw? That is the worst movie.
I don't know. I was forced to when I was a child.
I've never seen a single one. It's just disgusting.
What about Saw? No, it wasn't Saw. It was something like that. Like they end up like killing each other because they're like trying to like get out.
Oh, I've seen a movie like that.
Right?
I don't
Like,
know.
it was like, no, I don't know if it was Saw or maybe
Who was
one
in
of the
it?
other Saws. I don't know. I was
No,
like
because
four.
Saw's only one person and they try to kill.
No, because it was like the guy with the face, right? And like target.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's
and like he like put them into a building, and then he's like, and there was like clues. No, they were like trying to find their way out.
Oh, yeah.
And they like turned against each other, like started killing each other. And either there was clues or they were just trying to get out. I think there was clues or something like that. I don't know. But they ended up like killing each other a lot.
Have you seen all the songs?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I know it.
Do you know what?
Why have you seen all of them?
Yeah, there's like 3 people and they're all like at different corners of the room, and they have to like either like cut their arm off to be able to like get chained, and
That's terrible. Oh my god.
sometimes you'll have to like. Never mind.
Oh, could you imagine being in a situation like that where you have to cut off your own arm?
One guy was like burned, and the other guy was like hit with like one of those things. With the...
Like, that's just a messed up movie. People should not make movies like that.
Yeah, how do you think of stuff like that?
That's like disgusting. That's like a messed up person.
Do you think a weird person wrote this book?
No, Ellen Raskin is an accomplished author. She was on.
Yeah, but do you think she's a little pervy for having all of them like insisty?
Yeah, I don't know. She's
So-
dead now.
Since you are the,
Uh,
I think
what do
she
you
is.
do?
What's your job right now? Investigator. What did you learn about?
Ellen Raskin?
Did you learn about what influenced her to write this story?
No, I just did a little
Well,
bio.
that's what you're supposed to do. No, you didn't do that.
Depends on what I want to. I can see like what the author, who the author was.
Well, I already did that, but then you said you had.
It doesn't have to be all different. Okay, so Ellen Raskin was born on March 13th, 1928. She was an American illustrator, fashion designer, and a writer. Raskin was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and she grew up during the Great Depression. She received her education attending the University of Wisconsin, Madison. She's primarily a children's to young adult author. Ellen Raskin received the 1979 Newbery Medal for her book, The Westing Game, which is what we're reading.
Wait, what was that? What year was that?
1979.
Oh.
It's the old book. Then she received the 1975 Newbery Honor for her 1974 book, Figs and Phantoms. Ellen Raskin was also a successful graphic artist. She illustrated and designed dozens of books, jackets for 15 years. Her graphic works included such books as the first edition of Madeline, The Enquest, A Wrinkle in Time, and her own The Westing Game. Ellen Raskin's first marriage ended in divorce, and in 1965 she tied the knot with the editor of Scientific American, Dennis Flanagan. She died 19 years later in New York at the age of 56 on August 8, 1984. Her death was due to heart complications from a connective tissue disease. Hollow.
Okay.
Got me down.
So
Okay, I was connector, so I'm gonna just connect it to Saw. Right, that was my connection.
Well, that is a good connection, actually. I agree. I think it's a good connection.
why is that a good
I mean, it's
connection?
super out there, but it's a good connection.
Because there's nothing else to connect it to.
I mean,
Well, how can you connect it?
I just connect.
You can connect it to many things, like where people can compete over roles or whatever. Like, but then that's too obvious. Like, I think what she did was good because it's like there's a lot of like movies where people are like, oh, there's a will, we should compete over it. Like, there's stuff like that too. But then like how she did it, it was good because if they're not competing over will, they're competing over their lives. That was mean.
I think it's interesting, like how.
Okay, my phone gets slow.
Okay.
Wait, so was it the apartments or the or the mansion that had this glass that you couldn't see through, but
The apartments.
Okay.
The apartment you can only see out. They can't
Yeah,
see.
that's what I'm saying.
And then there are like tons of stories.
Why do you think it was built like that? Just because.
It's like the restaurant. Oh wait, well what? So, in a reading, there was a part where the bomber goes after, goes in the kitchen and blows up some jars of.
Wait, what's the
tomatoes.
bomber's name again?
We don't know the bomber.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, and then
That's bad.
what do you think the goal of the bomber is? Like, what are they trying to do? Like, they haven't tried to kill anyone. And why do you think they're even in the book?
Well, he's just one of the 16 people, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a cousin, yeah.
So he's a cousin, so.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he doesn't kill people. Maybe he just bombs things.
Well,
Maybe it's a hobby.
why is he
Maybe it's a hobby. Like to relieve stress. I don't know.
Video. It's funny, it's not video.
Okay, well, do you think he has any, like, motives? Or he's just bombing?
Well, I mean, the $200 million is a motive. I mean,
I know, but he hasn't, like, if he wanted to kill somebody, he would. And he's trying to go after someone's apartment next. Like the narrator says.
maybe he's just trying to scare them away. Maybe he doesn't want to actually kill his cousins.
That's true. Well, still, if he scared them away, they would still have a chance at the money. Oh, maybe.
Because,
that's
like,
why.
if they quit, then their partner also has to quit, so you can knock two birds out with one stone.
Oh. Yeah, maybe he's just trying to, like, scare people
Yeah.
into leaving.
That was cool. You were like talking, right?
Yeah, well, I just was getting into awkward time at the time.
Well, why do you think Samuel Westing wants them to fight over his money?
I don't know.
He's not
That's
dead.
a super big mystery. No, but they found his body.
Well, what if it's not his body?
That's what Natalie said.
Okay. Well,
You said that
I
yesterday.
said that? Oh, okay then. You're right.
What
I'm
if
on
it's
the
not
side.
his body? And then he's like one of the people. And he's like
No,
just
he'd be
wanting
too
to play
old.
the game.
Maybe.
I don't
I don't know. It's crazy.
what
There's
if
so much mystery in this
the
book.
fact that
I was thinking of this.
found his body.
See, this is exciting, guys. Stop.
Guys, maybe the murderer wrote the money.
Maybe.
Make them find it, and then they would like no clues so that they would never find it. And he's just gonna take the money.
Yeah, maybe
But if he was trying to get the money in the first place for himself, he probably would have already gotten it instead of going through all this trouble to make them go like the wrong direction and then just end up in.
Could be the bomber.
Well, what if he wants to
maybe
knock
there
it?
was no money.
Well, obviously it's money because you have to come to
Yeah.
see like.
Well, what if the murderer devised this plan so that all the other people would kill themselves, like kill each other or like go at each other, and
Yeah, maybe
then they'd forfeit the money, and then the money would be passed to him.
So that'd be a bad ending. Like everyone died except for the person.
They're not gonna die.
And then the
Maybe
person
what if they
takes
just
the money
forfeit? They
and
can
then-
forfeit too, George.
Well, maybe he's trying to scare him out of the
Sure, it's just like
apartment.
that would be weird.
It's weird. It's so weird. Oh my god. I'm excited to
Can't
know
believe
the
we
end.
chose this book.
Well, other people like it, right? So that's
It's
good.
interesting now that we're talking about it, but it's really confusing. Because it's like a movie where it just keeps on going back scenes.
Yeah.
So. But, whoa, that'd be
They don't
cool.
they don't keep going back scenes.
I mean, like switching scenes, not like backwards.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of scenes with different people. Like each chapter is a different scene, basically.
Well,
I mean, I thought you meant like
okay, this is my theory. I think that Samuel Westing is not dead. I think that for some reason. Wait, who discovered his body?
One of the people.
I think it was. Wait, no.
But then they got his body and they put it in the coffin or whatever, and they had a funeral.
They
So
put
it's
they
like
put the ashes out there. Yeah. So maybe it's not his ashes. Maybe it's someone else's ashes. Maybe he's not dead. It's like crazy.
Oh, wait.
Well, they found his dead body, and then they brought it back as ashes for the funeral.
Well, if they burn someone else, then there's another body.
What if there's no one?
He was
Maybe
rotting.
no one's
They
dead.
said he was rotting. The body was rotting in his house.
Maybe Samuel Westing's the murderer of someone else.
Okay, this is
Because what if no one's ever seen Samuel Westing, and what if he killed someone else, and
This is
then
what I-
they
He
said it?
killed himself.
And what if he killed someone else just to fake his own death?
Yeah, because if he'd be like,
Wait, this is what I think.
Holy,
This
this
is
is
nobody would get his money.
y'all need to
Okay, this is
No,
this is
Georgie,
what
I need my
this
food.
is what I
This is my
wanted.
food. This is my food today.
Ryan,
No, Georgie, I cannot do that today.
Just have a couple
No,
potato chips.
Georgie,
Come on.
seriously, stop.